Peace be upon you, dear viewers. Welcome to our brand new video filled with exciting and informative content. After a long wait, the wedding time of Fatma Hatun and Flavius is finally approaching. The story of the series has reached a point where showing the marriage of Fatma Hatun and Flavius has become inevitable. At the beginning, Flavius won Fatma Hatun's heart under a false identity. However, after Fatma Hatun refused marriage, she completed her waiting period, Ida, and later agreed to marry again. At this very moment, Flavius is about to make the biggest and most important decision of his life. Dear friends, in this video, we will discuss the following questions. What will Flavius do to win Fatma Hatun's heart once again? Why will Orhan Bay not kill Timurtash? Why will Demirhan Bay, the eldest son of Kurulus Bay, martyr his own brother Duran Bay? What kind of dangerous betrayal is being planned against Prince Bay and Orhan Bay? When will the birth of Alaeddin Ali Bey and Gonca Hatun's child be shown? And after Orhan Bey's marriage to Sporsa Hatun, when will his fourth wife, Theodora Cantacuzenos, enter the series? To learn the answers to all these questions, make sure to watch the video until the very end. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates about the Kurulus Orhan series. Dear friends, the character of Nilüfer Hatun is now being completely written out of the series. After Orhan Bey's marriage to Sporsa Hatun, Nilüfer Hatun will be deeply heartbroken. In fact, Nilüfer Hatun's children had already left the series earlier. Although the series features major wars and significant historical events, viewers' greatest interest currently revolves around the story of Fatma Hatun and Flavius. Fatma Hatun already knows Flavius's true identity. However, the main question everyone is asking now is, when will the true identity of Flavius's father be revealed? Flavius's father actually belonged to a Turkish tribe. These Turks were initially loyal to Byzantium, but later accepted Islam. After learning the truth about his father and his own true identity, Flavius will also convert to Islam. Only after this development will the marriage between Fatma Hatun and Flavius become possible. At the moment, Fatma Hatun has agreed to marry Yigit Bey. Therefore, Yigit Bey, Dar Hatun, and Prince Bey come before Orhan Bey to formally ask for Fatma Hatun's hand in marriage. Since Fatma Hatun gives her consent, Orhan Bey approves the marriage. However, as we already know from Kurulus Osman, the fate of the men who love Fatma Hatun often ends in martyrdom. This time as well, the marriage between Yigit Bey and Fatma Hatun will never take place. According to one possibility, Prince Bey may attempt a major betrayal because of the marriage between Fatma Hatun and Flavius. However, if Yigit Bey's martyrdom is shown in the series, we may see Prince Bey return to Orhan Bey's side once again. Now let's move on to the love story of Duran Bay and Halime Hatun. The biggest question is this: will Duran Bay, like his brother Demirhan Bay, stand against Orhan Bey? For now, Demirhan Bey will try to use Duran Bay for his own interests. The Karisi tribe and the Karisi Beylik were not born as traitors. However, Orhan Bey's rapidly increasing power has pushed them toward jealousy and fear. Duran Bey has participated in many battles under Orhan Bey's command. Yet after Orhan Bey became Sultan, a clear change has been observed in Duran Bey's attitude. Demirhan Bey will attempt to free Timurtash from captivity in the Kai tribe by using Duran Bey. However, this plan will fail. Dear friends, Orhan Bey will not kill Timurtash. This is because the Mongols have captured Kasım Bey and Suleiman Bey along the road. In exchange for their release, Timurtash will be demanded. However, Timurtash's story will not last much longer. After rebelling, Timurtash declared himself the Mahdi. But in the face of Orhan Bey's ever-growing power, Timurtash's influence is rapidly weakening. Thanks to his superior political intelligence, Orhan Bey forces both the Mongols and Byzantium to step back. After becoming Sultan and conquering Bursa, Orhan Bey sends a letter to the Emperor of Constantinople. In this letter, he requests permission to station his army between Iznik and Izmit. The Byzantine Emperor accepts this request on one condition: Orhan Bey must marry his daughter, Sporsa Hatun. At first, Sporsa Hatun harbors deep hatred toward Orhan Bey. Over time, however, this hatred turns into love. After the marriage, Sporsa Hatun converts to Islam and becomes Muslim. Following this union, Orhan Bey's fourth wife, Theodora Cantacuzenos, will also appear in the series. We also have important news for critics and fans. The second season of Kurulus Orhan has been officially approved. The new season will feature a more historical narrative, larger sets, and a much broader cast. Finally, the birth of Alaeddin Ali Bey and Gonca Hatun's child will soon be shown in the series. Orhan Bey appoints Alaeddin Ali Bey as his deputy. With his guidance, the foundations of a disciplined and organized army will be laid, further strengthening the Ottoman state. In the coming period, Orhan Bay will also conquer the fortresses of Iznik and Izmit. The conquests will never stop. Many beyliks have already accepted Orhan Bay's power, and a strong alliance with the Karesi beylik will soon be established. Dear friends, you can ask us any questions you have about the Kurulus Orhan series in the comments section. May God protect you. Is being used in the script, while the emotionally charged scenes between Fatma Hatun and Flavius have managed to keep viewers glued to their screens. While Flavius struggles with Fatma Hatun's distant attitude toward him, he is also making a great effort to learn the truth about his real father. This search will lead to irreversible changes in Flavius's life. The captivity of Timurtash and new plans. Thanks to a cleverly designed strategic plan, Orhan Bay manages to capture Timurtash in the Kayu tribe. This move is a major blow not only to the Mongols but also to all the beyliks that harbor hostility toward Orhan Bay. However, the danger is not completely over. Demirhan Bey plans to use his brother Duran Bay to rescue Timurtash from captivity. This plan will also put the love between Duran Bay and Halime Hatun to a severe test. Demirhan Bey's betrayal and fratricide. In the upcoming episodes, Demirhan Bey's true face will be revealed in all its ugliness. Preparing to take control of the Karesi beylik, Demirhan Bey will not hesitate to kill his own brother Duran Bay for the sake of power. According to historical sources, Duran Bay was one of Orhan Bay's most loyal allies. His death will deeply shake Orhan Bay and ignite the spark of a great war against Demirhan Bey. The love triangle Fatma Hatun, Yigit Bey and Flavius. On the other side, the marriage between Yigit Bey and Fatma Hatun comes back onto the agenda. Fatma Hatun's previous rejection of this marriage had been a great disappointment for Yigit Bey and Shehinshah Bey. However, with Fatma Hatun changing her mind, Shehinshah Bey once again appears before Orhan Bey, and a wedding date is set. In contrast, Flavius is ready to abandon both his position and his faith for the sake of his love for Fatma Hatun. Upon learning that his real father is not the Byzantine commander Moğolan but a Muslim Turk, Flavius's life changes completely and he accepts Islam. The Conquest of Bursa and Byzantium's strategy. With the conquest of Bursa, Orhan Bey's reputation and power increase significantly. In the border regions, the Byzantine emperor sees no other leader as strong, brave, and politically intelligent as Orhan Bey. For this reason, Byzantium seeks to secure its borders and draw Orhan Bey to its side by marrying the emperor's daughter to him. Within the next 2 or 3 episodes, we are expected to witness the wedding of Asposa Hatun and Orhan Bey. The rise of Alaeddin Ali Bey. After the conquest of Bursa, the role of Alaeddin Ali Bey continues to grow in the series. Orhan Bey appoints his brother Alaeddin Ali Bey as his deputy and begins to place great importance on his opinions in matters of state. At the same time, the birth of Gonca Hatun is approaching. This development will mark the beginning of a new era for the Ottoman family, both politically and domestically. Orhan Bey's new greatest enemy. In the near future, the greatest threat Orhan Bey will face is Demirhan Bey. While many Turkic tribes unite under Orhan Bey's banner, the leading figures of the Karesi beylik refuse to accept this growing power. Driven by jealousy and ambition, Demirhan Bey encourages Shehinshah Bey to commit betrayal. However, Orhan Bey will thwart all of these traps one by one. The end of the Karesi beylik and European conquests. According to historical records,